Welcome to another Excel tutorial. Okay, so that was my intro that just popped into my head. Pretty sure if I did that at the beginning of all my videos, then I would lose all of my subscribers. So, so I'll stop doing that. Alright guys, so in this video, I want to talk to you guys about some cool things that you can do with worksheets and exactly how to manage them. Because every single workbook that you have is probably going to be made up of more than one worksheet. So I already told you guys what exactly they are in like the first tutorial or the second one. And I already showed you guys that if you ever want to add another one, then you can just click this little plus sign right here to add some more, and they're pretty much like tabs or individual pieces of paper that make up your entire workbook. Now, in addition to adding them by clicking this little button right here, the keyboard shortcut is Shift and then F11. So check that out. It not only opens a new one, or excuse me, creates a new one, but it opens it right up. So again, those are two different ways that you can add worksheets. Now, a lot of times you're going to work with a workbook that has multiple worksheets. So for example, this one only has 4 that we just created, and if we ever want to cycle between them or get to a new one, we can just click it with the mouse. Pretty simple. However, when you have a ton of them, for example, you might have 20, you're going to want a more efficient way to cycle through them. So the keyboard shortcut for cycling through them is hold down Control and hit page up or page down. So again, that's Control and page up and page down, and it actually is, for some reason, a lot easier than clicking with your mouth. Not your mouth. Why would you click with your mouth? Maybe you're using your mouth instead of your hand for your mouse. But anyways, listen to me ramble on. This is what happens. I just ramble on about the dumbest thing, and next thing you know, 30 seconds of our lives gone. So let's get back on task, Bucky, and let's go ahead and tell them how to delete a worksheet. Pretty simple. So for this one, I don't know, I just really hate this one. So anytime you want to delete a worksheet, right click it, delete. How easy is that? Probably the easiest thing I've ever taught in my entire life. Now first of all, check this out. This worksheet right here, it's named visitors. Very cool, but these worksheets, I don't know, maybe I want to store like my page views for the website in this, and maybe like the sessions data on this one. Well, obviously these names aren't very descriptive. And whenever I'm working with a big project, if I have everything named sheet 1, sheet 2, I'm going to be looking for my data for a long time. So it's always a good idea to give your sheets very descriptive names so you can find them and manage them a lot easier. So how do you edit a sheet name? Well, it's actually really easy. You just double click the name, and then the static text is going to change to an input where you can actually change it. So I'll say that this one is something like page views, and I'll say that sheet 2, let me just double click this. I'll just, I don't know, like make something up. I'll put like sessions. Alright, so of course, now whenever I'm looking at my data, this page views, sessions, and visitors is a lot more easy to find than sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Very cool. Now a couple other things that I want to show you guys. These aren't really necessities, but they can help you in certain instances. Sometimes you're going to want to change the color of these tabs. So anytime you want to change the color just from default, you can right click it and hit tab color, and then you can select whatever color you want. So let's give it something weird so it stands out. Let's give this one purple, and now as you can see, if you ever are in another tab, it stands out as purple. And let's give this sessions one something like, I don't know, light blue. So again, I really don't like the colors because, I don't know, personal preference, I think they look stupid. But if you ever are working with something where colors are actually relevant, or maybe you just, I don't know, like them, like unlike me, I don't know, just not my taste. But if you ever want to do it, then that is how you change colors. Right click, tab color, and select the color, also known as a theme, but whatever. Now one last thing I want to show you guys how to do, actually two last thing, is there are going to come times where you're going to want to rearrange these tabs. Now, by default, whenever you add a new sheet, it just adds it to either the last, or if you add it in a different kind of way, it adds it at first. But say that I have a bunch of tabs, sessions, page views, visitors, and maybe this visitors I want at the end. Maybe I want this in alphabetical order. So in order to rearrange your tabs, all you have to do is click on one of these tabs and drag it to the end. So again, you can drag it anywhere you want and arrange these tabs in whatever order you prefer. Um, Often what I like to do is put the worksheets I work on most in my workbook at front, or the first ones, and the ones I usually don't work on, or maybe I just made some calculations and I'm never going to touch them again, I like to put those ones at the end or in alphabetical order. So you guys will probably find yourself doing that a lot too, but I'll leave that up to you. Now, one other cool trick, I always say one other. There's like 3 other things I'm going to tell you. I don't want to lie to you. I said one other like 80 times in this tutorial. So, I don't know. Listen to me ramble on again. So, I'm going to show you guys how to copy a worksheet. I have trouble saying that. A worksheet real quick. And that's this. So, say that we have this visitors worksheet right here, and we're going to make some calculations to it, but I have a feeling that I'm going to mess something up because maybe it's a calculation that I never performed before, or maybe I'm just going to test out some styles, so I really don't want to do it right on here. So it would be nice if I could have a copy of this. So how exactly can I do that? Well, all I need to do is hold down Control on my keyboard and just drag and drop this visitors tab like before. Now check this out. I now have this original one right here, and I'm clicking on it and nothing's actually changing. So let me go ahead and slide this in between. But it is indeed a copy of this visitors worksheet named visitors 2. So you can actually rename it visitors copy if you want, but I just want to point out that this is the original one. This is an old tab or an old worksheet, and this is my new one that I can make changes to. And of course, like I said, the reason I like to do this is because I can make whatever changes I want, and if I ever do something actually useful, I can save it. If I ever mess up, like usual, I can go back to my original one without having to worry about my old files or anything like that. Now, this is actually the last thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, I promise, in this video, and that is how to zoom in and out of your worksheet. Now, it's actually really easy, and it doesn't affect the data at all. The only thing it changes is basically the view. So if you ever say, okay, this text is too small, or maybe you just want to get an overall view of how your entire sheet is laid out, you can zoom in and out using the slider in the bottom right corner. So again, like I said, when I zoom out, I actually do this a lot to get an overall view of how my entire worksheet is laid out without having to change the font size. So again, take note, the font size isn't actually changing, it's just my view. Just like if you were to take a book and actually hold it farther away or closer to your face. And another thing, and this is actually what I do more often, hold down Control on your keyboard and take the mouse and scroll with the mouse wheel, the middle mouse wheel. And whenever I do that, it either zooms out or zooms in. So I do that more often, but for these tutorials, I'll probably use a slider just because, I don't know, it's kind of easier if you see what's going on rather than me saying that I'm holding down Control and scrolling each time. So those are some cool tips with working with worksheets. Again, you're probably going to have to watch this video again to memorize every single one. I know I threw a lot of things at you. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for watching, and in the next video, it's probably going to be the most interesting video yet because I'm going to show you guys the awesome things that you can do with tables. I know we learned a little bit about them before, but in the next video, we're going to be getting more advanced, and you guys are going to fall in love with them. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.